Hello you guys, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Today I have another back to school video. I'm gonna be sharing some high school tips with y'all. I'm currently a senior in high school, so I've been in high school for a while. I somehow managed to get through high school, so I know you can too. Whenever I first started high school, I was very nervous. I was actually very nervous. I was gonna go in there alone. I didn't have any siblings, I was alone. I didn't know people from my middle school. I know there was a lot of people from my middle school that were going to the same high school as me, but I was still very nervous. You know, you never know what class you're gonna be in, who you're gonna be with, you never know. So if you're nervous, I definitely understand, but it's okay. It's just another phase that you have to go through just like everybody else. So it's fine. I'm gonna give you some tips that'll definitely calm you a little bit more down. At least I hope so. But I know they'll help you, so you should definitely take some notes so you can go ahead and be ready for high school. In this notebook, I have some tips just for you. So go ahead and listen so you can be able to take some notes and be ready. Because there's some quick 4 years coming straight to you. First, I'm going to share a little bit of my experience in high school so you can go ahead and get, I guess, a gist of what we're going to get into. Whenever I first started high school, as I said, I was super nervous. But my freshman year was probably my best year. It was my favorite year, I think. I don't know. It got lamer and lamer as the years went on, if we're being honest. At least for me, I didn't really like high school. Not because like, oh, scary, but it was pretty lame. But I mean, it's all up to you of how you are as a person and what you will be going through. So just because I had a bad experience doesn't mean you will too. I mean, my experience wasn't like, oh, so bad, I never want to go back ever again. But like, you know, it wasn't, it's whatever. It wasn't really enjoyable. It went pretty fast. So definitely enjoy your high school years because it went super fast. Like, I'm already a senior. I'm graduating this year. What wasn't I just a freshman? Okay, so if you want to hear some quick tips, just keep on watching. The first tip that I could give you is to relax. Literally just relax. It's nothing crazy. I understand that it definitely is a big change. You know, you're going to a whole different school, a whole different people, a big amount of different people. It's literally going through middle school all over again for 4 more years. So if that doesn't calm you down, I don't know what will. Just think of it as going to another year of middle school, but you're just moving schools. Relax. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. I'm already proud of you for taking the first step and, you know, actually staying until high school. It's gonna be a big change, but it definitely is not gonna be as hard as you think it will. Don't put too much pressure on yourself because then you're just gonna stress yourself out for no reason. No reason at all. The second tip that I have to tell you is that stay on track your freshman year. A lot of people like to say, oh, freshman year is not important, freshman year this, freshman year that, junior year is the most important year. But if you happen to mess up and get off track your freshman year, it's literally going to pay off every single other year after that, which will be your sophomore year, your junior year, and your senior year. If you happen to get off track your freshman year, it'll follow you every single other year. So if you fall off track and don't happen to get a credit, guess what? You have to get it your sophomore year. If you still don't get it your sophomore year, guess what? You still have to get it your junior year. If you happen to not get it your junior year again, guess what? It's back in your senior year. Yeah. It'll follow you all the 4 years. So if you happen to get off track your freshman year, it'll definitely be something that would be hard for you to get back on track with. So I recommend you to give it all your freshman year. Make sure that you get all the credits that you need your freshman year, so you can go ahead and move on to sophomore year without having to worry about something that you had to worry about the last year. And then you're gonna move on to sophomore year and you're not gonna be able to do it that year either, and then you're gonna go to junior year, you're still gonna have to worry about it 2 years later. It's not worth it. Definitely a good tip. Stay on track your freshman year. You have to learn how to manage time. You really do. I get it, you're in high school, you meet a whole different group of people, start doing a whole different set of things, but it's all has to be manageable. Some people go to high school with the intention of joining other courses. Some people do college courses in their high school time. Not everybody does that. Some people, whenever they go to high school, they plan on joining some after school teams. They happen to have a lot of teams. You can join the band, you can join volleyball, you can join soccer, you can join basketball, you can join football, the list goes on, you know? But if you plan to do anything like that, you have to learn how to manage your time. Not only that, you happen to not join anything, you have to learn how to manage your in-school life and after-school life. If they happen to give you homework, don't let it go. Do it. You might as well just do it. Because you know that you're gonna get there the next day, they're gonna ask for it, and then what? You don't have it, so now you still have to worry about it. It might not affect your grade that much, but that little thing that you could have done can turn into a big drop whenever you get something else and you're not able to pull that grade back up. So I recommend you to find a way to manage your time, even if that means getting a calendar, getting a planner, whatever you have to do to be able to manage the time, go ahead and do it. It'll definitely help you a lot in the long run. As I said, what comes with time management is separating your school life and your after school life. So you definitely don't want to mix both of them together, and go ahead and skip class just to mix both of them together. Attendance is something very big. Even if you happen to be passing all your classes, but if your attendance is not all that great, you will definitely still fail that class. Not fail it in grade wise, but you will not be able to receive the credit just because you weren't there most of the time, which sucks, I know, but it's something that you have to do. So keeping your attendance in track is definitely something big and something that you have to do, either you want it or you don't. When you skip class, who do you do it with? You happen to want to do it with this friend and that friend, or maybe your boyfriend or your girlfriend, you know, whatever the case is. Just know that friends are really not a big deal. I'm literally not friends with anybody for my freshman year. Or, well, I mean, some, not really. Like, only like, I could definitely count it with a hand. Like, it's less than 5, for sure. But my sophomore year, I sat alone. My junior year, I sat alone during lunch. You know, literally at the end of high school, it'll all come down to you and your own. So if you think that worrying about your friends that you make during your freshman year is a big deal, it really is not. Some people do pull through, you know, and happen to have the same group of friends throughout all the high school years. That's great. But I mean, not everybody does. Most of the people don't. So I definitely recommend you to just focus on yourself. You know, it's nice to have some friends here and there, but they're really not a big deal. They're not something that you have to worry about. They're not something that you have to stress about. So if you have a friend that, oh, hey, let's skip here and there, girl, it'll make you fall behind. So just think about it. Do you have your time management straight? Are your grades good? Is your attendance good? Can you really afford skipping that one day? If you can't, don't do it. And if you can, you know, that's none of my business. But I mean, I don't recommend for you to go skipping with a friend that might not even matter in a year or two. With having friends, the topic of fitting in is a big thing. If you're barely going into your high school years, you'll definitely think, oh, I have to fit in to be able to get along. Oh, I'll definitely have to fit in to be able to get through these years. But you really don't. You really don't. You don't. The people that are popular now will literally not matter in 5 years. You won't even remember their names, probably. So if you won't remember theirs, what makes you think that everybody else is gonna remember yours? Fitting in is really something you should not have to worry about. Something else that will definitely help you in the long run is planning ahead. That also falls in the section of time management. If you know that you want to go to college after high school, if you know that it's something that you really want to do, if you know that it's something that you're gonna do, make sure you plan ahead. High school gives you 4 years of time before college for you to plan. Go ahead, ask people questions, your teachers, your counselors. Go ahead, ask everybody. Just know that you're asking for your future. I know that thinking ahead can definitely put some stress on you, but if you could go ahead and remove the stress that you'll have afterwards by thinking about it before, then you should definitely do it. It's my senior year, and if I would have known and planned ahead probably some years prior to this, I probably wouldn't be as stressed as I am now. Which I'm not really that stressed, but you know, some of the stress could have definitely been put away if I would have thought about it before. You know, here I am, in a year I'll graduate, so I'm doing fine. Those are some tips that I definitely do think that you should apply in your high school years. But overall, in general, just take a deep breath. It'll go by so quick. You should definitely enjoy your high school years. They pass by super fast. So fast. You'll be in freshman year, out of nowhere, you're gonna graduate tomorrow. Like, what? It passes entirely too fast. If you think that your middle school years pass by fast and those were only 3 years, and you think, oh, it's just 4 years, they'll pass by so slow. Girl, no. They'll pass by super quick, super duper quick. For me, at least it did. And everybody else that I know of as well says the same thing. So you should definitely take it easy, take a deep breath, and enjoy it. Those are all the tips that I have for you guys. You've made it to the end of the video. If you've made it to the end of the video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe so you can keep up with more videos of me, myself, and I. If you could do me a favor, please go ahead and check my description box below. I'll have my most recently video linked down below, as well as all my socials, so go ahead and check me out in those. That's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching.